And like I say, the same insulation that was in there, I'm reinstalling along with some other stuff. But if you have to get any insulation, you can get it a full 16. If your 2x4s for your wall is 16-inch centers, that means the gap in between each one isn't 16 inches, is it? It's less. It's like 14.5 or so. And you know, if you needed to get insulation, then you would get 16. You could get 16-inch batt insulation and just kind of shove it in between there so it doesn't flop around and all that. But if you were doing insulation from start to finish on all your walls inside, and if it's got a paper barrier on it or something, and you're going to do it, they sell it batt insulation with paper for like 14.5 inches. It's not a full 16 inches, so it fits right in. But then other times you might want it to fit nice and tight, like all this stuff up in here. I'm going to get the 16-inch, full 16 inches, not 14.5, or else it wouldn't fit. You see what I'm saying? This is friction fit, and then for it to attach, they just put some wires and kind of looped them up in there, and then you just take it out. See, it's just that. And so once the insulation goes in, I'll push this in there, lift this side up, you know, like that. And that's how most of this insulation is. See here, see the pieces on there, like that. See, they could have pushed it up further, that way it won't droop, you know, or cut the wires or whatever. But anyways, onward to put the rest of my insulation in. All right, nice job, Joe. I even did better than they had before, and I also put a layer on the back side of those studs too. Okay, and I pushed this back up there. There's enough flex for wherever the plywood fits on that. And before I put the plywood up, see where these studs are, these cripple 2x6s. I went straight up. I know the plywood's going to be up this high. Okay, so I went straight up from there and put a line, try to go to the center of that, and then I just put a C over it, and that tells me that's the center. I did the same thing up there, so I know where the middle of that one is, and so forth and so on. On the big ones, on the double one there, I went straight up to the far left and to the far right, and I put an X in the middle, so I know I've got all that wood there. And I did the same thing over there, because like I say, there were no nails. See there? No nails on that. See all the nails on that? That was through this strap. But no nails on the 2x6s, the little cripple ones, because they didn't have any nails on them. And I'll have to measure down. I guess I could take my pencil and mark that, so I know that I've got on the bottom. And that's weird, they've got two mud sills, one there and one here, two mud sill plates. So I'll have to mark that, because I want to make sure I get the bottom screwed off as well. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next. I've got to go get my drill, my batteries, my screws. I'll probably use 1 1/4 to put the plywood back on. There's one last little bit of insulation I had to pull. I had to pull this piece out over here, so I can put that back up before I leave. And I'll get the plywood back up. See, each step by step, we're going to get this job done, and it's going to look like we were never there. That's the goal. Oh, still out of breath. One last thing. One very important thing. When you're working with insulation, I'm not really dressed properly. I've got short pants on. I've got short sleeve shirt on. But normally I would have a long sleeve shirt on, long pants, my gloves, my mask. I've got a dust mask on, my goggles, a hat of some sort. I could even put a bandana or a shirt around my neck. And then I'm ready for battle. When I get back up in here to put this insulation, oh yeah, I'll do just that, because when that stuff gets all over, it gets on your skin. You don't want to scratch too much. It can get in your eyes. And then when you get done, you want to gently brush your shirt off and your pants and everything. I'd go outside, take my shirt off and kind of flap it around a little bit. And then when you go inside to take a shower, take a lukewarm shower. You don't want to take a hot shower, because then that'll open the pores of your skin. And as you're thinking you're washing you're scrubbing your skin, you're pushing that insulation into your pores. And then you're going to be itchy and you may get a rash. This insulation is little tiny granules of glass spun together. And that's pretty much how they make insulation. And I don't know, they might make it with something else too, but the stuff that flies around, you don't want to breathe that. It could get in your lungs, do some damage, and all that. Okay, so remember that when you're installing insulation. But because I was only working with a little bit, I can get by, and that's what I did. I wasn't going to video this part, but I figured I might as well. I've done everything else pretty much, right? How many more times do I have to go underneath this pipe? Good, crisp. I think I can get this. I don't think I need anybody to help me. Famous last words, right? Famous last words. I do declare. I do declare. Look at that. Just like I had it planned, huh? Let's see. I could probably have it right there. I don't necessarily need to go up any higher, but if I do, I could still hit that. Then I'll be level with that. Plus there won't be as big of a gap here. They just kind of zipped everything out. It's, you know, they didn't do too great of a job. And I could probably just leave it right like that. Be nice and simple for me, huh? And then I've got my little pieces that I can put back in. I got that one there, and this one over here. I think it went that way, like that. Yes, yes, sir. Just like that. I don't really have to put those back up if I didn't want to. And I got my drill here, an 1.25" sheetrock screws. I carry all kinds of sheetrock screws with me because I never know when I'm going to need them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna probably come over here and maybe get this seam a little bit tighter. So I could lift that up a little bit. I don't need to do it very much.